Hey Capricorn, welcome to your mid-May reading. I hope this finds you well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you'll consider joining us and subscribe to the channel. And for those who are returning Capricorn, thank you so much. I appreciate your support, your comments, the way you engage with each other as well. So thank you so much. I'm going to apologize in advance because it has been storming here on and off. So if that happens again and I lose connectivity, yikes. So that might happen. I also have a neighbor next door who is in the middle of some form of construction, which involves incessant hammering, apparently. If you hear tap, 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 you're not imagining it. Okay, so Capricorn, Sun and Rising, a reading for the general collective of Capricorn, Sun and Rising. May not resonate with everybody. That's okay. If you're here as the Capricorn Sun, just check out the video for your rising sign. There may be a message for you there, or you can also watch the Sun and Rising videos for your divine counterpart. Be a cross watcher. Sometimes messages come through directly to the cross watcher, and even when they don't, you get a lot of insight. So there you go. Okay. Pulling cards from Wisdom of the Oracle for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. That is not gender-based. It is an energy. So I'm going to lay it out so that it's masculine's energy over here, feminine energy over here. But feel free to flip it around if you say, wow, that whole thing resonated, but everything was reversed. Not a problem. Just flip it around. So we get Loyal Heart. Wow, look at this. Beautiful. Feeling very Two of Cups to me. Loyal Heart for masculine. I like where we're going with that. And then Time to Go for the feminine. Time to go. Oh, Capricorn, what is happening here? I'm going to pull one card for the Capricorns who are watching from Goddess Power Oracle. I love this deck. We now have 4 planets retrograde. I keep thinking it's 5, but it's not. At the moment, it's 4 planets retrograde, one of them being Venus, which has retrograde into Gemini. And that can be challenging because it can just be confusing messages, right? There's duality in the nature of Gemini as a sign. And then when Venus kind of retrogrades, it pulls us all back and we overthink things, we get confused, we misfire in our communications, in love relationships. So that's why I'm pulling from the goddess, because Venus is the goddess of love. So here we go. Wow, you get Anya in reverse. Anya, beautiful. But it was in reverse. Card number 1. That feels significant for some of you. So card number 1, when they come out in reverse, it's an alignment message. So I will read it to you, help you get aligned here. Sometimes you find yourself unable to respond to life's challenges because you are holding on too tightly to an image of how things should be. It's hard to adapt to changing circumstances when you are so connected to familiar conditions or an old identity. Or you may be too attached to the form of your desired outcome, and when things go in a different direction, you resist. Have no fear. Instead, love these changes, be open and curious, call on the goddess Anya to embody her power. Remember, she could effortlessly shift from one form to another and move between worlds without consequence. Trust that whatever you're bumping up against will dissolve through your willingness to simply be with what is and allow the magic to reveal itself. Adaptability, alignment. And we're all going through it right now. It's kind of hard to be adaptable when the situation is constantly changing. Wherever you are in the world, we're all sort of in the same boat, riding the bumpy waves together. That being said, I do hope this finds everyone who's here safe and well and healthy. It's a tough time. There's a lot to adapt to. but we can do it. We can do it. Let's see what the messages are for Capricorn, Sun and Rising. General reading for collective of Capricorn, Sun and Rising. I'm only separating all this because the deck is thick and hard to shuffle all at once when you have teeny tiny hands. So, I'm getting the extra long special shuffle here. I try, but I mean, I love when the cards are thicker because they last longer, but it makes it a little more challenging for tiny hands to shuffle. Same thing with the Light Seers deck, which I used for Virgo. Here we go. Let's do this. Okay. Right off the bat. Divine masculine energy showing up. Knight of Pentacles, slow moving. There's a good reason for that. This is about being responsible, practical, reliable, predictable, having a plan, and taking things slowly. Crossing T's and dotting I's is the energy of this. I mean, all the knights are action takers, but the Knight of Pentacles moves the slowest. And feminine shows up in the energy of death. This is Scorpio energy of transformation. I know it's a threatening card, but if you can see in the background, the sun is coming up, the new day is dawning. So there's a hopeful energy about this card. And for me, I actually like when someone shows up in the energy of transformation, because it tells me that they're already awakening, they're already going through a process, possibly a second dark night of the soul, but definitely not their first. That's why there's transformation. So I do feel positive about it, even though it's painful. And that might be why this card came out, time to go. It just could be that there's something this feminine energy here needs to release. So we will look to see what that's about. And we do have the Taurus, Virgo, Capricornian energy in that Knight of Pentacles. Very earthy, grounded, stable, practical. Let's see. Wow, there's Virgo energy right there. I'll tell you, this Five of Swords card keeps coming up. I'm really feeling that is that Venus retrograde. That Venus, because it's in Gemini, there's a lot of confused communication. And this five, remember, swords is communication. It's our thoughts. It's mental energy. And the Five of Swords it can feel like manipulation, but it can just be everybody having their own agenda and things not feeling fair. But what's really happening is there's serious miscommunication or poorly communicated intentions. But nevertheless, masculine in the past, this is Eight of Pentacles, really kind of focused on something, very intently focused on, it could be work, but it could be a creative solution to a problem. Let's leave it at that. And now here they're experiencing this connection, the Nine of Pentacles. It's almost as if they're staying independent. It can be another person. It can be this divine feminine who is single and unattached. It can just be their own experience is very unattached to another and sort of in the energy of attracting to them what they desire. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because of that Eight of Pentacles. Because, if we're working on a creative solution and we're trying to attract something to us, Sometimes we need to remain fiercely independent in order to do that. And then we shift into the Page of Wands. This is a message of, it's flirtation, it's passion. It's not the ace, but it's definitely picking up the pace is what it feels like. For this feminine, in the past was a Page of Swords. Now this past could be a day ago, a week ago, 10 years ago. It's up to your storyline, but I do feel that there was some information this feminine was either looking for or was looking for, received, or gave out. It's just a message of truth here. This page, oh my gosh, this Page of Swords is often called the detective or spy of the tarot. So it can show up, the message can show up in the form of, you know, a text or social media, direct messages, right? It can also just be someone watching someone else on social media, kind of keeping tabs. And that was the energy in the past. Now we have this feminine in transformation and interested in a reconciliation. Six of Wands is reconciliation and it's victory. So I like that very much. And then we get this little trip up in the future with that Five of Swords. So we'll explore that now. I haven't used this little Aquarian tarot deck in a while, so I thought I'd break it out. Let's go ahead and clarify this. One more shuffle here. All right. So let's look at the Knight of Pentacles first. Strong, sturdy, capable, practical, reliable, responsible, deliberate, methodical. Yeah. Hierophant. Taurian energy, knows what they want, very clear, right? Taking the pledge. Hierophant stands in their truth, stands for what they believe in. This is our belief systems, our values, our morals. And it's also a card regarding commitment. So it's not just how we feel in general, what our feelings and belief systems are, but it all surrounds the energy of commitment. What does commitment mean to us? What do we do about our commitments? I'm looking at a masculine who is pretty responsible. Takes their time to be sure that they're proceeding in the right way, in accordance with their beliefs. And here we go. Ten of Wands, laying down a heavy burden. There's some burden with regard to commitment. That's why they're moving slowly. Some burden, something they have to lay down. And there's the Empress under the deck. For those who are new, when I pull from under the deck, it's kind of unconscious energy to this person, just bubbling under the surface, but it can be a great motivator of behavior. So Empress is divine feminine energy. There may be something that went a little sideways with regard to this masculine and their commitment, or the feminine's commitment to the masculine, and just laying down the burden at this point. It's the end of a burdensome situation. Let's put it that way, a burdensome cycle. In the past here, this Eight of Pentacles. This is very 3D grounded energy. Focused, a singular focus, almost working to distraction. Something went wrong. Yeah, maybe working to distraction over Page of Pentacles. One more, please. Six of Pentacles. Well, I'm feeling with all the Pentacle energy, it's very possible that this is the Capricorn. Doesn't have to be, but I'm just saying that I'm feeling a lot of the Pentacle-y energy that you would see, you know, as the focus of an Earth reading. So I'll just say that, but it doesn't have to be, just so you know. But when I see Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, I'm feeling like this person in the past literally working to distract themselves from a broken heart. Okay? So that's the first thing I'm going to say. And then the clarification is Page of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is about balance, fairness, equal give and take, some freaking reciprocity here. And a Page of Pentacles can often be, yeah, it can be fresh start or a small message of stability, something small. It's an offer, but it could be small. It could be breadcrumbs. So I'm kind of feeling that part of the wound here, part of what hurt this person, is that what was on offer was very small and possibly not perceived as being fair and balanced and an equal give and take. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So they're on their own, independent, single. The Nine of Pentacles is a single person, really trying to attract to themselves all that they desire. Nine of Pentacles kind of attracts everything they want but a love life. That's the sad story of the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands. Oh my heavens. Fool underneath. And there is the Four of Wands. So what I'm feeling here is this is someone who's remaining single, sort of possibly resisting. No, I'm going to take that back. I'm not seeing resistance. I'm seeing a little bit of standing up for oneself here, a little bit of pushback. And the reason why I say that is because then the next card is the Nine of Wands, which is, I ain't got no quit in me. I'm going to stand up for myself here. I'm staying independent. I'm doing my own thing, standing up for myself, right? Because it's in line with this Hierophant. Ten of Wands laying down the burden. But what's happening here is this person, that's how they're showing up in the reading, but their experience right now is this perseverance. Like, this is a struggle. They want to lay it down. And at the same time, under the deck, leap of faith with the Four of Wands. Brand new day. Turn the page. Taking the leap of faith in this twin connection. That elemental air Aquarian energy and that Fool, it kind of brightens the energy a bit for me. So I am seeing this Seven of Wands as a little bit more, I'm not thinking resistant. I'm thinking a little defensive, a little pushback, standing up for themselves. But really underneath, they want to take the leap of faith in this connection. It's a new path for them. And so they're kind of fighting for it. They're not with anybody else, which I admire. There's a lot to admire here in this masculine energy. Page of Wands going forward. Message of passion. It's light. It's flirtatious. It doesn't always have a lot of staying power. Eight of Pentacles again. Wow. I want to work on this. I want to work on it. A message of passion, and then the determined effort to work through it because they just want to be happy here. Wow. Okay, I'm calling it. I really like this masculine, whoever it is. Yeah, they're sweating it. There's the anxiety. All their insecurities are coming up to the surface. Yeah. I get it. I get it. My cards runneth over here, guys. Give me a second to shift so that I can give that feminine energy some space. People hate when I do this too. They're like, leave the cards alone. Can't help it. That's the Virgo in me. All right. We're looking at this feminine in the energy of transformation. It can be a dark night of the soul. It can just be shedding the skin. Judgment. Yep. 2 Scorpio cards here. This feminine could be Scorpio. If not, have a great deal of Scorpio in their chart. Could be dealing with a Scorpio. I just feel the scorpionic energy very heavy here. And it is heavy. It is definite transformation and death and rebirth. The 2 cards together, very powerful. It is answering the call of the connection. It's second chances, redemption, forgiveness. So this is a feminine, and for some of you, the whole storylines will be reversed. That's okay. If you feel the need to reverse it, reverse it. But wait till I get through it, just so you can see for sure. But this is a very powerful entry point for this feminine, and it tells me that some major lessons have been learned. And indeed, they are answering the call of a connection. And I'm saying that because this is also a card of reconciliation, right? Reunion, and so is this. So to have that energy kind of double down here in the present energy spot is very significant. So if you're here as the masculine and you know you're nervous about all of this, you don't have to worry. It looks pretty encouraging. I'll say this, reunion is possible. Reconciliation and peace seem assured. Reunion is possible. So this feminine saw something, heard something was said, and they went into High Priestess mode. High Priestess doesn't communicate, like kind of cuts off communication. This would lead me to believe that a separation between these 2 occurred, which makes more sense now that I'm seeing reconciliation and reunion. So somewhere along the way, there had to be a separation. That's just common sense. I am not a wizard. This just feels to me like this feminine went very much inward, more of a spiritual connection to the higher self, really relying on their intuition. And they got a lot of clarity. A divine gift of insight, wisdom, clarity came in that kind of supported the need for them to separate. And I know that hurt this masculine. And either the masculine was the one being breadcrumbed by this feminine, or they were responsible for it. It's hard for me to tell. I'll look at that in more detail in the extended. But for now, I feel sure that we see the 3 of Swords on this side and a feminine who got some clarity and decided to pull back and do some very serious inner work that they are coming through right now brilliantly, I might add. Kudos to you. 6 of Wands right now, ready to reconcile, at least make peace. Tower. Oh, okay. End of a painful chapter. Tower and the 10 of Swords on this reconciliation. Feels like it's going to be a bumpy ride. Because I do see, remember I said I see some pushback here, some 7 of Wands pushback, defensiveness, not really giving up and wanting to take a leap of faith, but I don't feel, that's underneath. I don't feel that's what they're going to do. The Tower, just so we're clear, the Tower isn't a no. The Tower is a, here's what's not stable. Here's what's not on solid ground. And it kind of gets knocked out of the way. So I almost feel like all of this is happening at the same time. That the Death and Judgment and Tower and 10 of Swords is all happening at the same time, all surrounding this reconciliation. And while reunion is possible, it's only possible when you can eliminate the painful part of the past and wipe out everything that doesn't serve you in this connection. Right? Sometimes it's the whole connection. That's not necessarily so, but for some of you, that will be it. You'll just say, look, I'm answering the call of this connection, and what I got was a big fat no. That's possible. For others of you, this whole experience is life-changing, and you will have to wipe away what isn't on a solid foundation and let go of the pain of the past. It's over. It's done. You can't keep dredging it up, if you get what I'm trying to say. Five of Swords in the future. Whew. So now we have a masculine kind of reaching out, flirtatiously, passionately, like an initiation, a reignition, like a lighting the match of passion and an effort to work through this. And we get Five of Swords. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, okay, here we go. And there's the Death. And, oh my gosh, Capricorn. This whole storyline underneath is so amazing. Okay, that's all I'm going to pull. There's more. I could keep going, I'm sure, but I feel this is really powerful. So let me walk you through it. I'm going to pull it right here to the center. I feel this masculine here, and I'm just going to put it out right here. This masculine is in the energy of sort of resisting and maybe a little bit defensive right now because of what happened in the past. The feminine pulled away. There's a period of separation. This masculine is on their own or dealing with a single person. Either way, it's fine. Could even be a Virgo, but I'm just saying that because it shows up. And it shows up twice. And then we have the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands. Kind of, it's like, I'm resisting you, but I haven't quite given up yet. It's a struggle. The Nine of Wands is a struggle. It's like, you know, I'm going to cross this finish line if I have to crawl on my hands and knees over shards of glass. That's what I like to say. Get the visual. It is not a pleasant experience. So there's all this kind of resistance and staying very solid, you know, like single. And yet underneath the deck, they're kind of wanting to take the leap of faith. But they're not. So this feminine is in this energy of really wanting and really doing the inner work and transforming and answering the call of the connection and moving toward reconciliation and reunion, and kapow. Something does not come off the ground very well. And I feel that it's a reckoning, and it's kind of happening right now. And then what I see is a shift in the future. Future can be tomorrow for all I know, to this masculine offering a message that's flirtatious. Page of Wands is like a light of the match. It's not the Ace of Wands. It's not divinely gifted, inspired passion. It's a you up, right? It's a little less, it's like testing the waters and seeing how far can you go, right? The Page of Wands, message. They're messengers. Wands, passion, flirtation. The Page of Wands does get a bad reputation as being a little bit of a one-night stand or a friends with benefits kind of an energy. I don't feel that it's intended that way, but I think it's perceived that way. This is a masculine who in the future will communicate their willingness to work on something, but they're kind of a little bit less evolved about it. I am not divine masculine bashing here. I'm seeing the energies and I'm reading them. And I'm reading that they want to have a good time. Yes, I'll work on the connection with you, but can't we just keep it light and easy breezy for now? And what happens here is then they realize, oh no, they're worried, they're anxious, they're fearful, their insecurities are rising to the surface. That's why they're trying to keep it easy breezy. Does that make sense? Because in the past, they got hurt. And they felt breadcrumbed, or they felt they did their best and it wasn't well received. And so now they're saying like Page of Wands and Nine of Cups. Let's keep it loosey-goosey here. And there's sweat and bullets underneath. And the feminine perceives it as, you're just coming back for more of the same. I'm being played. Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands right? That returning over and over again and not, not having any staying power. It's impulsive. It can be, very much about the sex and about the physical, getting their needs met. And then just, as passionately as they arrive at your doors, as quick as they go out the back door. And that's what this feels like, an unfair fight and something that doesn't have staying power and feels disingenuous. And I feel like this feminine, despite this masculine's, what feels to me like innocent intentions and an effort at self-preservation, right? They're floating a trial balloon here. And the feminine's like, nope, not having it. Not having it. They feel played. They feel, I'm saying they feel. I'm not saying they were. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they, right? I'm saying that's how they feel. I'm reading feelings and energies here. Do not shoot the messenger. I'll come for you too. Okay? And here it is. All under the deck. 5 of Cups, regrets the past. Right? Can't get over what happened here. What's happened? Because I'm reading the future energy. Well, when you look at, 6 of Wands, let's reconcile and make peace, and you get Tower and 10 of Swords, it's going to take you a minute. They're reflecting on the past. They're very wounded from the past. This is how the future is going to play out. Yep, transformation. Really stuck in the energy of the past that was disappointing, that led to all this transformation. Maybe a little message of love or apology is what they really need to kind of get them over the hump. From who? From the divine masculine. Guys, it's right here under the whole deck. Next card out, but for now I'm just going to take care of myself. This card, Queen of Pentacles, self-love, self-respect. Taking care of yourself, getting yourself stable, getting yourself grounded, making sure you're on solid ground. After all this, this is a good sign. It's a sign of mental stability and health. Followed by Temperance and 9 of Pentacles, right? Going to temper my energies, going to work on me, going to temper my energies, and I'm just going to stay single over here. I'm going to do my own darn thing. So I do feel that because this is all under the deck, it kind of tells you how this feminine, like once this Tower moment, which is happening now, and the 10 of Swords ends whatever has to end, then when the new offer comes in, when the Page of Wands tries to reignite the flame, the feminine's like, nope, not having it. I will not be played again. And this is everything that explains why, how they got to that, because they can't let go of the past that set them in the motion of even that's why I referenced a second dark night of the soul. I'm not a psychic. I just play one on TV. And then like maybe a message of love or apology from this masculine would help. But in the meantime, they're just going to stay on their own, work on themselves. And I feel like until they get into that energy where the Temperance has helped them somewhat, where they can sort of, Temperance is patience. Yes. Temper, but it's also a little alchemical. It's transmutation. So taking this whole experience and having this feminine work on transmuting the energies and finding that sense of balance within. Because that's what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling Venus retrograde here. I am feeling when one of you is hot, the other one's cold. When one of you is cold, the other one's hot. And it's just going back and forth. And I kind of feel like you're not on the same page and that you haven't been for some time. This is all about adaptability, right? That's why that was an alignment message here. Now, feminine, right? Time to go. You got your marching orders. It feels to me like there is a real energy here telling you that the time is not right now. Masculine gets loyal heart, right? So if you've got a loyal heart, it might be time to communicate that full on. No resistance, no defensiveness, no flirtatiousness, cut to the chase, say what you need to say, be very clear, express your sense of loyalty to this person, and then show it. Because I don't feel that they're picking up on it. I'm not saying you don't intend it. I'm just saying the way you're reading each other, it's not syncing up. There's a serious element here of being off the path with each other, not on the same level at the same time in the same way. So you're missing the connection. But I see good people here, and I see a connection with a great deal of potential. And so I would just say, please do work on yourselves for now, and wait till the end of June when Venus stations direct. And maybe things will improve. Capricorn, if this is speaking to you, the link to the extended is below. For those who don't know, I will use this deck. I will pull 3 cards where I pull the 2 of you together and look at that in more detail. Not so separate. I will pull a card for what the masculine is not saying to the feminine, but is trying to communicate energetically, and one from the feminine, what the feminine is not saying to the masculine, but is trying to communicate energetically. Those are often very helpful messages. I will also pull a card for Capricorn from your higher self, spirit, the universe. That can come through as confirmation, clarification, next best steps, advice, warnings, you name it. And then the last card, obviously, what can you expect going forward in terms of outcome and timing? And I hope to see you there. Otherwise, stay well, Capricorn. Sending you love and positive energy, and I'll see you on a future reading. Take care. Bye.